I spoke to Pog during the stage yesterday. I won't say exactly what he said.
It wasn't long ago that Merckx's long record got broken by Cav. Poggy is 16 wins off that record. If he wins tomorrow, it'll be 15 wins. Will he do it in his career? What's occurring, bud?
What's occurring? Brought to you by Continental Tyres, main partner of the Tour de France.
Right, before we start tonight, we wanted to pay our tributes to Samuele Privatera. Just 19, he lost his life in a crash yesterday at the Giro della Valle d'Aosta. Needless to say, our thoughts are with his family, friends, and Hagner's Berman Jayco teammates. Rest in peace, Samuele. A race we both raced you. Sad.
Yeah, it's, I don't know. These stories seem to be happen way too often, don't they? It's super sad news, super sad for cycling, and just as you said, innit, all our thoughts with all his friends, family, and teammates, because, it's not what you want to hear.
No, horrific. Let's move on to the Tour de France Stage 12 and try and finish this podcast on a happier note. Mate, I mean, I'm watching it and I'm just going, okay, that break forms. 51 blokes. I think it was 5 guys from Ineos. I think it's a good talking point because they were the kind of the protagonists of the whole day, really, the way it panned out. It was mainly due to them that it stayed away and established the gap it did. Fossey and Connor, and then Axel later on, then Timon. I mean, yeah, talk us through it, mate.
Yeah, so obviously we knew UAE would be keen for the stage. I spoke to Pog during the stage yesterday. I won't say exactly what he said, but I kind of knew that he was up for today. And so we knew that even with his crash late on yesterday, kind of thought, yeah, they're going to be wanting to go for this. But at the same time, you know, let's not just let it happen for them. You still got to try, you know. So yeah, we were just like, right, boys, let's just try and get in the break. And I made a few moves just before that, and I drifted back. And I don't know, you know, after I've probably ridden like GC or at least been super close with Froome since like 2015, really. So I always end up like, you go with a few attacks and you end up just drifting back into the usual sort of position I normally would, which is a bit too far away to actually jump with moves, you know, and then you're like, oh, shit, I need to get back to the front now because I can't go with a move here. But then it was lined out a bit and I was like, oh, I'll just wait a little bit, you know, I'm not going to move up when everyone's going hard. And then that's when this split sort of happened. I've no idea how it happened because it was obviously hard, but it wasn't like, you know, crazy.
Fatigue.
Yeah, it's definitely getting to that stage, isn't it? And then, so I looked up and I was like, oh, there's about 50 odd guys riding away here. I was like, I know there's definitely a few of our boys up close to the front, so we should be all right. And then here on the radio, like, those 5 are there. Carlos was the best on GC there. Connor and, who did you say? Fossey. Yeah, just try and establish a bit of a gap. But Flying Dentist was on the front. Uno X joined him along with EF boys, which I thought was a bit strange, even from EF. Like, I know you want to respect the jersey and all that, but Carlos was not a threat to the yellow jersey. There was a few other good climbers in there, but they were all obviously behind Carlos. And I think Carlos, at the start of the day, I don't know what he was, but he was close to 10 minutes behind. Like, it was a big old gap, you know?
Was it 5.5?
Was Something it 5.5? Like
I think so, yeah.
Okay. All right. So, Carlos, 5.5 minutes down, start of the day. Like, you know, I don't think there's any need for them to stress. Just put all the pressure on UAE, you know? Like, they want to bring it back.
Mate, I would say exactly the same with Uno X. Like, Uno X and EF both gave 2 guys. UAE won. It's just like, boys. I mean, I know they're looking after Tobias Hansen. Sorry, shouldn't know his name. Don't butcher it. I know who he is. But, yeah, he's 10th in GC. So to protect that already with 9 days to go, just UAE, they're going to do it. If they got to go through 4 or 5 guys, just let them kill themselves.
Yeah, like EF would have should be next in line to ride, shouldn't they? And then, boy, you wouldn't have thought really ride anyway, but
even EF, like, to honour the jersey, give a guy, but yeah,
even that though, like, you don't have to, do they?
No.
Save it. But the motos are pretty close, man. Like, yeah, you could just see, like, our group, it was the peloton, but it was 100 guys, wasn't it? And there was, like, lined out at times, and you could just see the front, like, the motorbike was still 20, 30 meters, but that's enough when you're doing 54k an hour, you know, to get a benefit from. And everyone was saying it, everyone was complaining about it. Because I rode up to Visma, I was like, spoke to a couple of boys, I was like, is it me or they've been on this bike all day? They're like, oh yeah, no, it's ridiculous, blah blah blah. So that's a bit frustrating. Like, that affects the race big time, you know. And it's not the rider's fault. Like, if the motorbike's there, I'm going to ride behind it, you know. Everyone will. So it's just something the race need to sort out, because, you know, there's a few times now in this race, like even yesterday, I know we're jumping about a bit, but yesterday, these 3 boys that went from kilometre 0, mate, we were going all day, and they just rode. They obviously stayed away, didn't they? Like, I don't want to say it's the motorbikes that's the reason, blah blah blah, because that's shit for the guys that rode their balls off to stay away. But I just feel like the motos are affecting the race slightly, even with one of the fastest days in Tour history, and there's just 2 guys up the road, almost stay away.
But it's an age-old argument, isn't it? Like, it's just motorbikes and bike races, it does at times highly affect the outcome of the race. Like, and the guys on the motorbike, he's getting paid, and they're saying, get some great footage. He's got this great footage, and they're saying, well done, that's great. But from a rider's point of view, it affects the outcome of the race 100%.
Yeah. So, like, yeah, it's hard to say how much it affected it, but it certainly made the flying dentist's life easier today at times. That is for sure. But anyway, it is what it is, and like, the gap never went over 2 minutes, really, did it? Or it might have gone 2:20 or something at one stage, but it was like, until that climb, it was hard, man. In the wheels, I think, like, my normalised power was about 310. You know, it's just, you're just pushing, you know, and it was red hot, and, you know, he's sprinting out of corners and, yeah, out at these little roundabouts and stuff. And so, yeah, that was hard. And then, well, my day then, I just sat up, first climb. I finished the stage and I was still cooked, man. I was still like, pwah. You know what it's like, though, you know, when you're just riding, well, easy, so to speak. It's still got to go over 3 mountains, but yeah, you switch off and it's just, everything feels a bit, your feet start to ache, your hands are achy, you know what I mean? It's one of those days where you just get into the finish as easy as possible, but you still got to ride, like, I don't know, uphill for about 2 hours. But back to, like, Ineos, how we were doing. So obviously those 2 boys chopping off. I think Jaco were riding now, maybe. Yeah,
Jaco were committed, Tudor were heavily committed, Trenton did a load of work. 2 guys from, yeah, who else? An FDJ guy.
Bahrain with Lenny. Did they have a couple of guys with him?
Cofidis were riding with Cockard until he had his incident in the feed zone. He tried to grab a musette, caught his finger. I think dislocated his finger. I'm just going to check, actually. Did he make the time cut okay?
Cockard?
Yeah.
No idea.
Yes, he did. 44 minutes down. Made the time cut. Legend.
Fair play. It's funny, though. You know Cockard, he's just Cockard to us, isn't he? But I remember speaking to one of Sar's cousins once, and randomly, I don't know, talking about something about racing, and it was on about, oh yeah, that's Brian Cockard, and he's like, Brian what? And then you're like, actually, yeah, that is a really funny name, isn't it?
That's never even twigged. Cockard. No.
It's like The Simpsons, isn't it? Like, oh, can you ring up for like Mr. Cockard? Like,
yeah.
Is there a Mr. Cockard here?
Yeah, Mr. Seymour Butts. Seymour Butts. Just onto the GC battle. I mean, well, first of all, I'd start by saying it was because I watched a lot of it. I was home, kids were in school. I watched a lot of it, and it was one of the most exciting tour stages. Well, today and yesterday. As a duet, they were 2 of the best tour stages. I know they were horrible, and there was lots of motorbikes involved. It was very hot. but as an armchair fan, we've been treated to two of the best. Like yesterday, there was that battle between the two groups, you know, the initial group and then the chase group with Van der Poel and Van Aert and Quinn Simmons, what have you.
And our boy, Axel.
Axel Laurence, of course, yeah. That was down to the wire. And today was, well, one of the most exciting tour stages to see in a long time until 10k to go. And then it was just kind of a procession. Still impressive to watch, but it was like, right, okay, that's that then.
When did Pog attack then?
A K into the climb.
Really?
Navarez did a lead out. They said on TV as if it's like the suppressor, and it was. Navarez did 60 seconds, didn't sit down, out the saddle, and then Poggy went, and that was it. 2k into the climb.
Oh, that makes a difference then, because I heard that Johnny was the last man for him. I was like, holy moly, like, fair play, Johnny, like, because he was obviously in this team for a while, and super good rider, punchy and that, but on a mountain stage, you'd never be like, oh, he's never, you know, he's not going to be there 5k to go on a mountain day. Well, I guess he wasn't really. But
mate, the climb before there was down to 10, 12 guys, and Johnny was sat there cruising.
Fair play, like, yeah.
He stepped his game up big time, Johnny.
Yeah.
Johnny Bravo.
Yeah, fair play to him, yeah.
Mate, Remco was a strange one. Remco was really strange. I mean, how hot was it?
I'm not sure. I've no idea, actually.
Mid-30s.
Must have been mid-30s, yeah.
Yeah. So Remco got dropped on the long climb before. What was it called? Sopan or?
Soulaire.
Close. It started with an S. He got dropped there like pretty early. And he was with his teammate. They were chucking water over his head, water out the car. And it was like, he is cooked. He is done. And they kind of like didn't even really show time for him. Went out to a minute. He was a minute behind. And he just kept plugging away. Got back into his rhythm and came back to the group. And he got back. They didn't stop. They didn't slow down. They slowed down maybe the odd time. They were riding all the way up and he got dropped by a minute. I think he was with Schachmann from the original breakaway. He helped him a bit. And then it was like 30, 40 seconds. He was just plugging away. Got back on the little kicker in between the two big climbs. And then did a pretty good performance.
Yeah, fair play. Like, I guess, yeah, if he was a bit cooked, nailed down some water, and he obviously came around a bit, didn't he? But
you know, it's so hard to come back from, innit? You know, when you overheat, when you overcook, you know, when your core temperature reaches, 38, 39, 40, whatever it is, like, normally you're screwed. You done well.
Yeah. Chapeau of the day, mate.
Mate, there or thereabouts. Better day for decathlon as well. I've got to pump up my own team's tyres. Bruno was last man standing from the breakaway, but he hit the Hautocam and he had minute 40, minute 50. And I was like, yeah, well, he's got no chance, but he might hang on for something. Mate, they caught him 3-4k into the climb. Just another level. And then, Felix moved up to 9th in GC. So at least, definitely a better day for the team, because it's not been a groundbreaking Tour de France. It's been a decent Tour de France, but yet to win a stage. We've had 2 fourth places. Not a lot to shout home about. So a slightly better day for us.
Yeah. For us, it was kind of... Well, I think that from a team perspective, I think the boys were kind of like, yeah, we had a good day, we had a good go and whatever, but you're only as good as your leader, aren't you, when it comes to the results, really? And Carlos just wasn't firing today for whatever reason. He was like 3 kilos light as well after the stage, and when you start at like 64, 63, whatever he is, like percentage-wise, that's a lot, isn't it? So I think just, yeah, maybe that was something that affected him, I don't know, because you would think, let's face it, like he should be with Amarai, no? Like,
yeah, for sure.
Comfortably, but
there was quite a few guys who rode away from him in the break. There's probably 6-8 guys who rode away from him, which the Carlos have passed. If he gets in a break like that, he's by far the best.
Yeah. So I think like the heat just affected a lot of people, didn't it, really? Like, just had a quick look at the results just now, and like, Lipovitz did a ride. He was really good, Onley, again, he's still there, isn't he?
Mate, 5th on the stage, 6th in GC. Impressive.
Fair play to him, yeah. But then, yeah, like Scalmo's dropped out yesterday, I think.
And was in the break and didn't feature today. He was in that second group behind Bruno, but
O'Connor as well, and just everyone. It's just, I think everyone's just a bit up and down, apart from the main two, innit? Really,
mate, here's a talking point. Roglic raced today with no socks.
Yeah, it did look pretty bad, didn't it?
Pretty bad, mate. It was it was horrific, and I know 100% why he did it.
Why?
Dan Bingham.
No.
100% that came from Dan Bingham.
Nah. Like, why would you... Aero doesn't matter when you're going uphill for an hour and a half.
But if you think about it, if it's really hot, you're wrapping, 10 inches of your legs with another layer.
Yeah, but when have you got dropped and be like, oh, my leg was so hot?
Never.
But this is
definitely
the lower part of my leg was so hot.
This is the type of thing Dan Bingham would come up with. Right, it's 35 degrees, you're covering half your leg in another layer of fabric that's not needed. Don't wear socks, it'll help cool down. But whatever. Please, for the love of God, people of the cycling world, wear socks. It looked terrible. It looked terrible.
Yeah, you kind of felt like you were at like altitude camp or something on a rest day, you know?
Mate. Like, Roglic, I've always thought he looks quite classy on a bike. Like, only his legs move. He's like, solid. I always thought he looked classy on a bike. And then today I seen it and I could have cried, mate. I could have cried.
Yeah, it didn't look the best, did it? No. Here's one for you then, because we had this chat, we were on about yesterday. Attacking in a feed zone, mate. Or when people are pissing. What's your standpoint on that?
I think it's too broad of a question just to ask like that. My stance as a rider and still now would always be, if there's no breakaway fully established, as if teams still want to go in the breakaway, and you're going through a feed zone, race is on. You can't stop in a feed zone and give the break another 30 seconds. If the break's under a minute, you can't give them another 30 seconds. Keep racing. Race is an open race. If it's run of the mill, the brake's gone, bit relaxed, to try and do a move and go through a feed zone like that, no. Pissing, the yellow jersey or the big hierarchy riders in the world of cycling has always used it as a bit of a weapon to calm the race down, as if I stop, if I piss, you can't attack type thing. But again, if the race hasn't fully established and there's still a lot of active teams and people who aren't happy, you can't just stop and expect them not to attack.
No, but...
So circumstances.
So yesterday, it basically had stopped. You know what happened? It's stopped for a couple of minutes or so, the road's been slowed down. You get into a feed, especially these days, there's no... Feeds have to be certain places, don't they? You can't just feed anywhere now, and it's obviously been super hot. So everyone's just getting their feed, and then two of your French mates, actually, Decathlon, come flying out the outside with I don't know who it was, Cofidis or Total or some other Frenchie. I was just like, oh, are you kidding me? And loads of people kind of missed their bottles and stuff and whatever, and then the same with the piss stop. I was front row. We went onto a small road and it stopped for a bit. The boys wanted bottles, so I was like, all right, I'll go. Go to the back, wait in there for a while. You see Pog stopped, Remco stopped for a wee now. Suddenly, a couple of minutes later, you just hear they're going and there's some group that's already got a gap and stuff. And for me, mate, I agree with you in the fact that if the race is still fully on, then yeah, but this wasn't. And like I said to you on WhatsApp tonight, even the mafia have rules, a way of working. Where are we if this peloton loses all of its just respect and just way of racing? For me, it's turned into under 23 race. No one cares about anyone. Everyone's going into a corner trying to outbreak each other. It's a big game of chicken all the time. You leave a little gap in front of you just for a bit of space. Someone's in there. The amount of times people have ridden into my arse, like when you think about it, when you turn pro, how many people did you actually rode into your arse and like touched you and whatever?
No.
These days, 5-6 times every day, mate. It's just like, for me, it's just like, boys, just like, let's settle down. Like, this is everyone's job and livelihood at the end of the day. Like, and just some of the things, obviously, tackling in a feed zone doesn't affect that, but we just need a bit of like, you need a bit of that unwritten structure within the peloton for me.
And the thing is that there is very few unwritten rules in the world of cycling. You know, there's some of them. And I wasn't there yesterday, so I don't know exactly how the situation was. But there's very few rules, and if we lose them, then it's game over. You know, like another one is, if you got bottles and you go to the side of the peloton and you're shouting service. If I ever hear that, I let the person through. And likewise, I use it to get to the front if I've got bottles myself. Things like that. If you lose them unwritten rules.
Service, that's one thing that's started to come back now. Because the last 5 years, people have been able to feed wherever. You've hardly have to go back to the car. But now with this rule change, like people are going to the car a lot more, and you start to hear service again. Like, so that's something that's coming back a bit. But yeah, for me, it's just like,
Gee, do you know what? It's almost over.
Yeah.
It's almost
That's
over,
what I
mate.
keep telling myself.
All right.
Yeah.
Just, 9
they
more
could do
days,
whatever they
and then they can fucking go mental. Right then, mate. Continental Tyres Chapeau of the day. I mean, is it Pog?
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't see much of the race, really. I'm going to have to watch the highlights, but, well, he won by 2 minutes, 10 seconds. Crashed yesterday. Basically told me yesterday he was going to do that. He's obviously a strong shout, but I feel like this story about Remco, like to come back from the dead, that is a ride and a half. Yeah, and to be like, lose contact because you're feeling a bit like, I'm a bit weak here. Get some water down here, like get all the boys, get around him. And he was still like, where did he finish? Like 30 seconds off Onley, something like that. He was like top 10, wasn't he? Like, other than Jonas and Pog, he limited his losses to the other guys around him. Yeah. For me, I'd go Remco.
It was one of them when you looked at Remco, and I thought, there was still probably 15 guys in the GC group. He stopped, and it was like, that's the end of him. He's losing 20 minutes a day. It was one of them reactions, and it was like, they disappeared. And you say like he had the boys around him. He had Shackman with him. Shackman got, pulled for a bit, and then he was on his own. And then Remco was picking people up from the break. They weren't helping him. He was just like sitting on him. It was, a lot of people would have said, I'm fucked, it's over. Done. It was impressive, mate. Mentally very, very strong.
Yeah. I'll go with him. I'll give it to Remco.
Yeah. I mean, I agree.
Pog's going to win TT tomorrow. We can give him tomorrow.
Yeah. He's win enough. No, Remco was fantastic. I think like the biggest thing for me is just to be mentally that strong. Most people, including myself, would have gone, see you later, I'm out. I'm just going to chill out, win the trophy of the time trial tomorrow.
Yeah.
So who's winning the time trial tomorrow?
Pog, mate. There's so many people actually in the peloton like nervous about time cut tomorrow. It's 30%. And like, if Pog's going to do 7.2, 7.5 watts a kilo, everyone's talking about, he's going to absolutely fly up
7.2?
Yeah, they reckon even more, some people. Like, I think it's about 7k climb, or about 3k flat, give or take a few hundred meters. Doesn't leave much time for people.
So 39 minutes.
There's a lot of people stressing. I think there are a lot of people pushing on this CPA group, which is like the rider union group.
Yeah.
To extend the time limit, I think.
Do you know what? So they should. Why should someone go home tomorrow? If they're right, just give it 40%. And as ridiculous as that sounds, you're against a freak.
Yeah. And like in the Tour, the time limit's always harder than the Giro and the Vuelta. Like, I get the reason for it. You want everyone to still have to work to finish this day. You can't just, chill and just ride 6 hours and it takes a winner 4. But, like the difference now these days between the best as in Pog and then like the big sprinters like Milan.
Yeah.
You gotta help them out. Like you don't have, they'll ruin the race, won't it? If like some of these big boys go home. He's in the green jersey. Can you imagine sending him home?
Yeah. Couldn't agree more, mate. So if you reckon he's going to win tomorrow, it was only recently that... No, I agree. There's only one guy going to win tomorrow. It wasn't long ago that Merckx's long record got broken by Cav last year. And now we've got Poggy is 16 wins off that record. If he wins tomorrow, it'll be 15 wins. Will he do it in his career?
Oh, for me, it's under threat.
It's under threat, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd be nervous if I was Cav. Because, well, you never know what's going to happen in the future, do you? Like, I don't know. But the minute, you'd think at least next year and the year after, he's still going to be winning stages.
Mate, he's 26. He's 26.
Yeah.
At least till he's 30.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if somebody else sort of, like, starts to come along, if Jonas improves and he dips a little, suddenly he doesn't win 6 stages, he just wins 2, and then it's tougher, isn't it? Because, like, what is he on? He's won 2 this race, 3 tomorrow. Well, we're saying it like he's done it already, but...
He could easily get 5. He's easy.
like Von 2 they could ride like today, because it's flat and then a climb. So put the Flying Dentist on the front for 150k, and then he just rides up Von 2 and potentially, and then you got 2 big Alpine days. You got the 3rd Pyrenean day here. So for me, it's Cav better do all his like after dinner speeches and stuff now, because in 2 or 3 years he might not have it anymore.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant. All right then, mate. Well, pretty much wraps it up, doesn't it?
Does. Loving it here, mate. Another day in paradise.
Yeah, halfway through when you started to have you were on tilt a bit. We brought you back, but you really sounded like you were loving it. Like fucking feed zones and pissing, and they're not breaking. There we go. We finished the part of this one.
I'm enjoying it, but it is because it is special, isn't it? Doing what we do.
You had your family there as well, mate. Sorry to buy in. That must have been special.
Yeah. So, like, Sarah made the effort to come to the start. They're here for this second week. Come to both rest days, and that's nice because Max is obviously at the age now where he just remembers more. He will actually remember it. Because I never thought.
Remember that now, yeah.
Yeah, when he was born, I was like, he's never going to remember me being a cyclist. I'd be well stopped by then. But so that's cool. That's nice, and he loves it. The only thing is, though, today he was like, "Dad, I hope you win." And I was like, I just felt really sorry for him because I was like, "Mate, there's absolutely no chance I'm winning today." I was like, poor kid, like, But
mate, I used to tell my kid, like, when they were really young, like 2,
just say
3.
You won.
How was the race, Dad? Yeah, I won. Yeah, I won. Come back next week. How was the race? Yeah, I won. They didn't say, like, where's your medal? And then there was a certain time they said, well, where's your medal? I said, where's your trophy? Oh, yeah. Then I'd start. And now, after your career, they're like, they know.
Then you start talking about your teammate. Oh, yeah, but my teammate was sick.
Yeah, my teammate won. Ollie, you don't get it, mate. Like, come on, switch on. Actually, before we end, because this is going out tonight straight away, tomorrow night, down Maindy track, my brother's putting on an event, free for kids. We're going to do some stuff, do some racing, and then there's a 3-up time trial, so after that there's proper men's racing and youth racing and stuff. But in terms of kids on balance bike, or if they can barely ride, come on down if you want to. Completely free, bit of a laugh, I'll be there.
Tidy. Get the kids down there, yeah.
It's on my Instagram, have a look. I don't know all the timing and details, but it's on there. Yeah. Sounds good, doesn't it?
It does, mate. Get some new blood down the Maindy.
That's it, mate. Yeah. Try to crack the whip.
All right then, but I'm off to dinner now.
Enjoy. See you later, brother. Ciao, ciao.
Catch you soon. Ciao, ciao.
Ta-da. Ta-ra.
Ta-da, ta-da.